Well, hello there. I have the Froggy mould out, and that must mean one thing. It's Froggy FriYAY! And what's this? What on earth am I doing? Well, I am using Holbein paint, and I'm using my splatting tool to splat it. It's being splatted. This is a collaboration with the Dragon's Cave, that's Karen, Girl in the Garage, that's Lisa, and Tim, the bass resonator, and friends. It's a great thing, it's a weekly thing, anybody can join in. Come and play, just email one of us, you can, and we'll sort you out. You don't even need to be an established YouTuber. You could just be starting out. So join in. Right, so these are luminous paints. Fluorescent luminous, so they glow up. I'm in my garden. This is my scruffy patch. So come on, let's go play. Welcome to NERDGOBLIN Art. I'm Lula. So we've been outside, that's a dotting tool, and I've been splattering my frog. I'm just using my dotting tool just to make sure that the toes are covered. So I brought them in, remembered I was supposed to be recording, and I hit record quickly. Haha. So this froggo needs to dry. The colours are Holbein. So while that dries, Teexpert very, very, very kindly sent me some of the epoxy resin. Now, you've seen me using it before. I am a fan. I really enjoy using Teexpert. I am an affiliate, and there are links in the description box below. Ooh, look at that. 1, 2, there's like 10 pairs of gloves. I don't tend to use this sort with resin, but I keep them, they come in handy. You get your information sheet, and it's always worth, when you are starting out, or if you've been doing it a while, always refresh yourself. Every now and again, refresh yourself. Just make sure. That's a different language. We don't need that, Lou. So there's just some really good information, and if you're new to it, like I said, you're sorted. You're sorted. So in the box, you get part A and part B. A is the resin, B is the hardener, as it says by there. Isn't that wonderful? These are 1-to-1 resins. That's and 40-minute work time, non-flammable, self-leveling, crystal clear. So, and on the back, there's information as well. So 1-to-1 by volume, and it gives you an idea of how long these take. So I'm going to use this resin that Teexpert sent me. Ooh, isn't it pretty? And putting it in there. But first of all, I need some gloves. Magic. Isn't that special? So let's get some cups. So when you open these bottles, there is one of these little stoppers in there. You can use a craft knife, or I've used this scraping tool that I have. Now, I always put part B in first because it's not as thick as the A. That's just the way I learned. I'm doing 6 fluid ounces of resin, so that's 3 of part A and 3 of part B. And you use this, you can, these are really good cups that I use. I'll link them in the description box below, just as this as a link to Teexpert and any other discount codes I happen to have. So I'm using my hand-free mixer that Isotoyo were very, very, very kind to send me. I'm going to be mixing in Let's Resin Black and my Diamond Frost. And this Froggo is going to be black. I want to really highlight that gorgeous pink, fluorescent pink, neon pink is more fluorescent. So it's had its 4 minutes on the AI setting. I edited out. I did think that I could just speed it up, but everything was ready. So I edited out, but it's had its 4 minutes, and I'm just making sure that I'm scraping my paddle off. Resin is very, 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 very precious, so we scrape it all the time. And regardless of using a handheld mixer or anything of the sort, you must still scrape the sides and the bottom of your cup. That is to ensure that the resin is completely mixed. If you look at your resin, you might see what we call striations, and you'll see that it's not perfectly clear. You'll see like wisps, like wispy cloud bits, and that means you're not stirred properly. But this is looking good, and I'm just pouring it into this cup because I don't want to put black I reuse my plastic cups as much as possible, so I don't tend to use like the darker colours in there. So I'm going to mix these up and then do some pouring. I do use isopropyl alcohol, but on this occasion, because I've splattered the frog with acrylic paints, I won't be spraying the mould beforehand. I'll be waiting until we have some resin in there. And this is number 8 from Intoresin's non-sink glitter. I've put in a fair bit of glitter. I wanted it to have a bit of a sparkle as well. Perhaps I kind of, because obviously the Let's Resin Black is a mica powder. It has a slight shimmer to it. I kind of wish that I used my just plain black mica powder, the big pot that I usually use. But I didn't on this occasion, and I kind of wish that I had. But it's all good, it's all fine. But if I was to do this again, and I probably will do this again because I've got loads of different colour paints, I would be using the black from the other stuff that I use. Right, I'm going to play you some music. You can have a rest from me, yapping away. Filling up the mould, I'll be using my heat gun, and we'll do a few extras as well.
It's Froggy Friday, time to hop. With green and blue we never stop. Red and yellow join the fun. Ribbit, ribbit, everyone. Frogs in hats and frogs with shades, leaping high in neon parades. From lily pads to city lights, party frogs and flashing nights. Jump, jump, it's Froggy Friday. Splash and dance in our own way. Colors bright and spirits high. Frogs are partying under the sky. Glow sticks and funky tunes. Frogs go wild beneath the moons. Purple spots on orange skin. The Frog Fest about to begin. Fireflies like a froggy stage, as dance moves break free from the cage. Croaking loud and croaking clear. Froggy Friday filled with cheer. Jump, jump, it's Froggy Friday. Splash and dance in our own way. Colors bright and spirits high. Frogs are partying under the sky.
So I have my neon pink from Let's Resin. And this is for the little Froggo. I got 2 of those. If you saw Monday's video, I did a Temu haul, and I ordered 2 of these little Froggos because I have 2 of the bigger Froggos, although I do need to start replacing my bigger Froggos because they're used a lot and they're starting to lose their shine a bit. With these neons from Let's Resin, I do think it's a thing with all neons and glow-in-the-dark paints. They're more gritty. They're not a mica powder. So if you saw, I put some into the cup with a very small amount of the resin first and got it mixed in. It may be a really good idea. I don't have one yet. There is one in my wish list, my Amazon wish list, for a pestle and mortar. And I have seen other creators put in neons and glow in the dark into a pestle and mortar, grinding it down a bit. For better, I think it seems to work better, but this stuff is a little bit gritty. Whether that's just me or it is a thing, yeah. So that's what I did, mixed it in. And I'm going to spray, because I'm not going to be putting, because I haven't put anything in the mould, it's just going to be straight resin. I've just sprayed in a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. First time pouring the little frog, and we will be doing the other one as well, this to the side. Obviously it is the same shape as the larger one, but the way it's designed is a little bit different. So the toes kind of go, the back toes at least, kind of more covered. So just being wary of that, I think, when it comes to potential bubbles. So when using either the heat gun, your silicone tool like I am right here, just make sure that you go around where where you think you might get them. And with the larger mould, it is always under the chin. If you're a regular to Froggy FriYAY, or Froggy Friday, sorry, I say it every single time. There's bubbles under the chin. That's where the bubbles go. So yeah, make sure you're getting under there. It's because it is. I don't worry myself in general over too many bubbles, even micro bubbles. But you still want it to look really good. There's the other one. So I'm going to have to add a little bit more into this cup, I believe. I can't quite remember. I can't remember what I did. And it was only this afternoon that I poured these. No, I do not. But there's a tiny little bit of resin left over, and I just used it in another thing that I wanted to try. But I don't share that with you right now. Oh, no. That's for another day. So these need to cure. And I believe I'm only mixing in to slightly top up on this mould. Okay, we're all cured. So as I was about to unmold this one, I looked and I was like, oh no. Yeah, can you see in both that front foot and the back foot? Somehow, I don't know what happened, must have been a bubble potentially, so we'll sort that out later. So we'll unmold this one first. The legs are still a little bit soft, but I prefer unmolding them that way. But check him out. Now these smaller frog molds, they are matte. Yeah? The colour's still awesome though. I love how they look lighter in the feet without actually even doing anything. It's just because they're much thinner there. So I will sort this froggo out afterwards. We'll fix that with UV resin. So out comes the big froggo. Now I have never used acrylic paint with resin. I know it's possible. I know you can do it. But what I didn't reckon on was I thought that it was dry. But it looks like I probably put a little bit too much paint into the toes. So just a little bit of paint came off in my fingers. So I'm assuming that's from resin, not completely curing. The rest of the frog is absolutely fine. It's just in a couple of the toes. So something to be wary of if you do what I did. Do what I did. Do. But check him out. Always remember that acrylic paint dries darker than what you initially see. So the feet are they're dry, just in certain like I said, only certain ones where I think I perhaps had it too deep with acrylic. A little bit of tidy up on the feet and that's absolutely fine. We can sort that out. So we got a few little bits and pieces to get done here. So first of all, the eyes, because of the flicking the paint into the moulds and such, I decided that I just wanted to paint the eyes afterwards. So these are metallic pens from JDiction. And this is a metallic red. I've been using these pens now since Christmas because that's when I got them. And I'm really pleased with them. And even over black, as you can see, it's looking really, really good. And I have to say as well, the Teexpert epoxy resin that I've used, I didn't debubble it. I didn't put it through the debubbler at all. I did cause bubbles in there when I gave it my stir and when I was mixing in the mica powder. And to be can you see that how good that resin is? I do find that it degasses very well and I really do enjoy using it. There's a few resins that I do use and Teexpert is one of the favourites, so thank you Teexpert for sending me that. Now check these out. You know I have cats. And these wings are from a Christmas decoration. Our only victim of Christmas. Now we have 4 cats in the house. And the fact that only one Christmas decoration was lost is a miracle in itself. But it couldn't be fixed. It was shattered. That's JDiction UV resin. It's my favourite go-to resin. So I clipped off the edges of it that couldn't, because the other part, the middle part, could not be salvaged. And it was quite jagged on the connections of the wings. So I used one of my tools. I clipped it down and I filed it as well. And I thought, I need a frog or a Frogafly. I think Frogafly. Yes, Frogafly. We've seen on Ben's Works, the Fragon, well, I give you the Frogafly. I don't yet have any like wing molds, but when this happened with this Christmas decoration, rather than throw it away, it's been sitting up on the shelf for a couple of weeks now, and I was like, I'll use it in some kind. I'll use it in a resin thing, and then this morning I was like, it can go on a frog. Yay! So there you go. I've done the UV resin on both the front and underside to make sure it's nice and sturdy. And I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased with that look. Not finished yet though, not quite finished. So I'm just putting on another coat of the red metallic. It's more of a closer colour. I did actually use two fluorescent paints from Holbein. One was luminous pink, and the other one was, I believe, magenta. I kind of wish that I'd only used the fluorescent pink, but I do, at the same time, I do like the difference in the colours. And I just used the pink, or I think it's more of a pinky purple metallic pen to give the froggy a little line. And I'm just giving them, when I remember to have a wipe out ready so I can clean my silicone tool before it all starts running and making the frog look like he's crying. So I'm just adding some UV resin to the eyes just to seal in those metallic markers. And I'm just showing you, look, look, look. Can you see him glowing? Look at him glowing. And because I've used the luminous Holbein paints, they glow up under UV light. It's something I love playing with when I paint canvases. In particular, the goddesses that I paint, I like to paint women as goddesses in all shapes and sizes, and I particularly love using luminous paints on them, so they glow up. It's pretty fun. So his eyes are done, his wings are on, his feet do need sorting out. Obviously I need to tidy them up. There's a good froggo. There's a good Frogafly. Don't fly away, Frogafly. So I got these, you saw them if you watched on Monday, from my Temu haul. These are nail art thingamajiggies. The name completely, the proper, the decals? No. Something, but they're for nails. And I never use them for nails. I buy all these kinds of things specifically for resin art, resin jewellery or whatnot. They're super handy. So I'm going to add them some shades. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Teeth back in. I'm trying to talk too fast. Slow down and breathe. Take a breath, everybody, with me. Breathe. So I've added some JDiction UV resin to that, and I just wanted to give it looks tidy. It genuinely does look tidy. It doesn't look untidy at the join, but I just felt that it just needed that little something extra. I keep pulling the torch back because I love seeing that glow. It'll never leave me, the love of neons and glow in the dark. I don't know if it's because I was born in the 80s and stuff like that, but I love it. Look, woo! So I do check on, because on the one particular wing I wasn't able to get as good a cut on it from where it broke, so there was a tiny little gap, so I just made sure to get under this so we didn't suddenly have these bit of UV resin running out. But look at that, I love that. I'm gutted about the tree decoration, by the way, but I'm really pleased that I ended up, I'll be going around now looking for other decorations. What can I give to my cat to break? No, I wouldn't do that. But it's definitely worth considering, not throwing away certain things, because you could always, you know, rework them into something else. So that's fun. Initially I was just going to put these little nail art pieces into this frog's eyes, but I couldn't quite get, because they're so tiny. So because this is a matte mould, I thought, you know what, let's just run my finger all over the frog with the UV resin, and then I'll put some of the nail art on his back, because he can look like he's a spotty frog. He hasn't grown his wings yet, bless him. So this little froggo, he still needs to grow his little wings so he can be, he's got to, you know, go into his, he's got to eat lots of things and go into a, you know, his cocoon and come out a beautiful Frogafly. And he's only a youngster, bless him. So he's got his magical spots on him. And just to say that I only used the torch to initially seal it in, and the frogs all go into my lamp for 5 minutes at least. And just while I was here, I thought, you know, let's put some lovely spots on his little knees, thighs, and his knees. His thighs? They'd be his fries. His fries? No, not his fries. His thighs. Those are the things people like to eat if they eat frogs, which they shouldn't. And you don't eat these type of frogs anyway, because they're magical. So just making sure that they are in. And as I say, they're going to be getting a good cure. And this froggo definitely, Frogafly, stop calling it a Frogafly. This Frogafly is getting a crown. So I decided to match it best to some of the goldy, rosy goldy type colours that are inside the butterfly wings. And I've just brought you in a little bit closer, and I turned a light on because I've been so intent on doing stuff, I hadn't realised that it was getting late afternoon and it was actually getting quite dark in my studio. So just a little bit of the UV resin, and if you saw, I just moved around the crown a little bit and then straight into using the torch on it. Let's see. So feet next. I'm just checking. Yeah. So this is lovely. So what I'm going to do, I will be trimming the feet and also putting a little run of the UV resin over those feet. And I will show you at a slower pace doing the front 2 feet, but the back ones I think I do off camera. Enjoy some music.
Lives a queen like in my dreams, black and pink with butterfly wings, hops and flies and joy it brings. Frog queen dancing in the night, her colors bright, a wondrous sight. With a jump she takes the sky, magic in her butterfly. Lily pats her royal throne, in her realm she's not alone. Crickets sing their serenade underneath the glades arcade. Frog queen dancing in the night, her colors bright, a wondrous sight. With a jump she takes the sky, magic in her butterfly. Stars reflect in the water fair, mystic breeze through evening air. She's a wonder, she's a dream, reign supreme in pond soft gleam. Fireflies light up the dark, scenting whispers from the park. Hops and flies and spreads her charm, wrapped in nature's tender arm. Mystic breeze through evening air. She's a wonder, she's a dream, reign supreme in pond soft gleam. Fireflies light up the dark, and yet in whispers from the park. Hops and flies and spreads her charm, wrapped in nature's tender arm.
Oh, that was a fun one, wasn't it? So I put in some UV resin into the feet of this frog, and I pulled out my little butterfly. They're like resin fillers. That's generally what you find them listed under on places like Temu. So I've just hidden the clear UV resin under two butterflies. I was gonna put like butterflies on all of his little feet, but I thought that's gonna be too much, so I didn't, and here we are. So these have all been cured and they've been under the lamp. So there's the froggo we repaired, and here's his little sister, or a brother, I don't mind. And there is my Frogafly. Isn't she wonderful? I am so pleased. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I really want to thank my subscribers and my members. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button. You know, it's free. It won't hurt you. Love you. Stay weird.
In a room full of colors and swirls, Nerd Goblin art draws a magic world, with foxes that prance and badgers that dance, a whirlwind of dreams with a single glance. Gerald the alligator grins so wide, in enchanted waters he loves to hide. Dragons breathe wonder with flames so bright, each creature born from a magic night. Nerd Goblin paints life in every brush, animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales they leap, in a realm where fantasy meets deep. The studio's alive with swirling paint, creatures so pure they need no saint. Sketches of foxes with tails of light, badgers with moonlit fur in flight. Gerald floats in